This conference will now be recorded.
Hi,
Okay.
Anna.
Yes, hi. Actually, yesterday I was started explaining about the Python functions actually. I think so I was explaining, but I was not uploaded the recording. Okay. Mm, mm, okay. Let me- Okay. Just launch this one. I would like to go for explaining about Python operators in Python programming language. Okay. So I would like to try to finish the Python operators concepts by today itself. Mhm.
And also, mm,
Hmm.
can you please open that yesterday's file once? Because
Sure.
when I was trying to execute that function, I'm getting an error.
Sure, I will open it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, go all the way down.
I think you practiced, right? So you don't need to
Yeah.
worry about particular class. Okay, fine. Yes, where you
Yeah,
got
here
it?
the function one and function name one and function name two.
Here
Yeah, here. You see
or
this
here?
one? No, this same one. You
Both.
see? No.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Here, when I wrote this same code, function name one print hello, function name two print hi.
Hmm.
If name so like this, it was giving me an error like for this function name two, but it was executing function name one.
Okay, so can you please share me your screen?
Yeah.
So Mani, you're not getting any kind of error. You got an output, right?
I got output for the function name one, but
Hmm.
I never.
Yeah. Can you please share me your screen, Sai?
No, you have to make me as a presenter, it seems.
Yeah. So you can share the screen.
No,
Let me
I'm
one more time. I'm giving the presentation permission. So now you can able to share your screen.
no, you're giving that permission to Sai, not for me.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, Anna.
oh, I thought like no. So I Mani. So Sai, you are not practice yesterday's class, right?
No, sir. No, no, Anna.
Okay,
I will do today.
okay, okay. I
I'm
thought
sick
like no,
yesterday.
Mani is practicing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, I thought like you are practicing. Mani is already done his class, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, so Mani, tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me, it's another.
Yeah, see this.
Okay, so okay. Mhm. You just try to see this function name 1, okay, function name 2. So
Oh,
before the fun, you given a space. So remove that space for the 2.
yeah, I tried that way also, but it gave me
Yeah,
same.
try one more time. Now can you be, and one thing you already know it, right? Um, function definition, it should be ends with colon symbol, right? Function name, open parenthesis and closed parenthesis, and after that one colon symbol we should provide, right? So can you give the colons as well? Yes, colons, not semicolon. It's a semicolon. You should
Okay.
give the colon. Okay. And one more thing, the main, it should be there inside of the, no, don't give the colon symbols are there only for function definition, not at function call. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So, and one more thing, if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equal to this underscore underscore main underscore underscore, which is there inside of the double quotes or single quotes, and that if block also could be ends with colon symbol.
Oh,
Before to underscore, we should give you the double quotes. Before, yes, instead of the double quotes or single quotes, that underscore underscore main underscore underscore, you should copy and paste. Yes, that's correct. Yes, now we can run it. Yes, now we can run it.
see.
Show me. And one thing, that hello and hi also, it could be the string that variables are not defined. So can you scroll down? Yes. See here, this hello and hi, which is there inside of the single quotes or double quotes.
Okay. Now.
Which is a syntax error, right? So
Yeah.
syntax error means can you give me permission for keyboard and control? I'm requesting that. Yes. Can you share the screen?
Yeah.
So one thing you forgot, every function definition which is started with the def keyword, right?
Yeah, I tried that also.
So now we can run it. Now we can run it, right?
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So every function definition which is started with the def keyword and then followed by the name and open parenthesis and closed parenthesis and colon symbol, and inside of the block you should write the statements without any, okay, I mean spaces could be the same for all lines, okay.
Okay.
And if also could be ends with colon symbol. In case of Python programming language, block is started with colon. Okay, so block is ended with which, if you just remove the space and if you return the statement exactly below of that particular block, okay, then it could be the end of that particular block actually. Okay,
Okay.
You don't have any curly braces and open curly braces and closed curly braces to write the some block of statement, something like C. Okay, you just write the statements in within the some spaces and the block which is started with the colon symbol. I hope you know you got it how we can create the function definition, right?
Yeah, I got it now.
I think it's not similar, right? So you forgot to write this definition and you forgot to mention the colon, and within the double quotes we should write some text. So this is the things we clearly observe it. Okay, no
Yeah.
problem. When you're doing this kind of syntax errors and runtime errors, then only we'll get some idea. Okay, what we should do, what we should not do. Okay,
Yeah.
that's correct. Yeah. Meanwhile, you can practice the rest of the statements as well. Okay.
Yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's great thing.
Yeah.
I hope so. You don't have any kind of questions for yesterday's class. And Sai, I can upload the recording of yesterday class as well as today class. And please try to observe this class because of you don't have much time to practice of many yesterday class, so that this within this session only we can try to get the full information. Okay. Yep. So fine. In case of Python programming language, if you want to be performing the operations, so we should have the operators actually. So there are different kind of operators are there, which are the arithmetic operators. Okay, arithmetic operators, and second one is the relational operators, relational operators, and third one is the logical operators, logical operators, and fourth one is the assignment operator. Okay, and fifth one is the special operators. Okay, actually we have a bitwise operators are there, but for data engineers or else data scientists, they're never using this kind of bitwise operators. But if you know, that's fair enough. Okay, but for understanding the bitwise operator is a little tricky. It will take a lot of time to understand because of the operations internal things, which is very logical thing. Okay, so let's talk about arithmetic operators. If you have done this, if you've done the 6 operators, which means that the Python is supported only this 6 type of operators only. Okay, see, when coming to the arithmetic operators, so when you want to be performing some kind of no operations like mathematical operations, then we can use the okay. So I'm just using the function. The reason is that for all operations I can write in within this particular function concepts only. Okay, I mean without functions also we can try to understood, but we already know it how we can defining the function, right? That's what I was trying to do it, but so I was not done that class, so I can execute the statements and directly here. Okay, for example, if we have a data, if we have a data and A, and if I have a data is B, and if you want to be performing the addition, then we can use the plus operator. Okay, this is arithmetic operation. Okay, so for performing the addition we can use the plus, to performing the subtraction we can use the minus. Okay, so subtraction, and for multiplication we can use the asterisk symbol. Okay, and you know what, when you're doing the division operation, we'll get the two things. One is a remainder, one is a coefficient, right? To getting the coefficient, then we can use the division operation. Okay, this is the division operation. So if you want to get the remainder, then we can use the percentage symbol. So these are the operators are common for in any programming language. Modulus, which means remainder. Is it clear my point? Or else, for example,
Yes,
130.
yes.
So if you go and 130 is then 130 plus 34, it's a 154. 120 minus 34, it's 86. And so 120 into 34, it's a 4080. And when you division the 130 by 34, so this is exact, including this. This is the fractional value you will be getting, okay, when you're using the normal division. And when you're using the percentile symbol, then we will be getting the modulus. So 120 by 34, which is the 3 times only which is divisible, and so for fourth time which is not divisible successfully, so that the remainder is it's 18. Okay, so these are the 5 operators common for in any programming language, but the Python we supported the 2 more operators. The operators are one is exponential. So exponential means 2 stars we should use it. 2 stars in the sense, so here a star of b in the sense a power of b, a power of b. So a power of b in the sense it's a 120 power of it's a 120 power of 34. So whatever the value will be getting, the 120 power of 34, that could be the result of here. Okay, so this is the value of the 120 power of 34. I hope you clear. When you want to do that power, like 10 power of 3, 5 power of 3, 6 power of 7, something like this. So when you want to do it some kind of exponential things, then we can use the 2 stars. And now we have one more operator instead, that is the floor division. So when it is the floor division, what is the division, whatever the value will be getting, 3.5 something, right? So this entire floating number can be truncated. What could be the value is there in the left side? That means so till which number it can be divisible, okay, successfully, so that particular number only will be getting actually. Okay, this kind of thing we are calling it same floor division operation. So for floor division operation, we are getting the 3 is the result. Okay, because of 3.5 something else, which it won't be considered. So what value is there in the left side of the dot, then that could be the value of the floor division. Okay, so this is the total 5 operators, 7 operators are there in Python programming language, especially for arithmetic operations, to performing the arithmetic operations. Can you please note this example?
Mm.
Okay, done, right? So this is about arithmetic operations. So this kind of operations, every time we are going to be using, different situations. For example, same things I want to be use it in a functions. Same thing I want to be used in functions. So the code and everything could be the same. The code and everything, it could be the same. This entire logic we should write in a one particular block. We should write this entire thing into one particular block. So for this particular block, we should give you some name. Arithmetic operations. So we can have the colon symbol to start with any block. So this is the functions. This is the function, what it is doing, which is performing the all arithmetic operation for the a value and 120 and 34. Okay, so you just call it. But before calling, we are using some main block, right? So this is the standard structure of the Python program. Arithmetic and colon symbol. So which is performing only for which is performing all arithmetic operation for only 120 and 34, but I want to take it some numbers here. Okay, so int of, you can consider the input of enter a, and meanwhile instead of for 34 you can take the input from the user, that you can able to converting into the integer, because of I want to give it only integer data. Okay, so if I execute it, Now it's a 128, and it could be, for example, 40, then 168, 88, something. So this is the way we can able to use the all arithmetic operations in anywhere. Okay. So can you please note these two examples? I just executed these arithmetic operators without functions and with functions. So here the common thing is that every time we have to rewrite the, for example, if you want to be execute the same things one more time, same thing I want to be execute one more time, then what I should do, we just call one more time. Okay, we just call one more time. So here the code size was reduced or not? For example, this time 120 and this is 34, some value we are getting. For example, one more time I want to be re-executed for two different numbers. So one is 56 and one is a 4, then we are getting some value over here, right? So this is the way this entire code we can execute it multiple situations. For example, same thing I want to repeat it. Same thing I want to be repeated. Same thing I want to be repeated. So this time the code size was double or not for the same process. For the same process, the code size was increased or not. The difference between the functions and without functions, the code is, for example, some piece of code I want to be executed in multiple situations, multiple times, multiple situations and multiple times. Okay, and the code size was increased. The code size is increased here 1 to 19, but when comes to here, which is just 13 lines only. For example, one more time I want to be execute this same thing 4 times. I want to execute 4 times. When the same logic I want to repeat it 4 times in my program, the code size was increased, right? 4 times which is increased. 4 times which is increased, right? 4 times which is increased or not? For example, for the same logic I want to repeat it 4 times, then simply we are increasing only 2 lines only. So the difference is what? Here the code is much complex and the code is very small. The operation is same, right? I hope you got my point, the difference between the without functions and with functions when you're writing the code. So if you don't want to repeat the a particular block of code in multiple situations, then without functions we can use it. But when you have some piece of code, the same code which was repeated multiple situations in the same program, then we can use this kind of functions concepts. Clear, Sai?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I hope you got arithmetic operations. Now let's talk about the relational operators. So this time I'm directly using the functions concept because of Sai got some little bit of knowledge on functions, how it can be executed. Okay, so for example, relational operator means these operators will help you to compare the any two objects. If you want to compare the any two objects, then we can use the relational operators. So here less than and greater than and equal to and not equal to, okay, and less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. So these are the operators we have it in Python programming language to compare the any two objects. So this is less than and this could be the greater than. So what is greater than, what is less than, that you already know it, right? Something which is bigger than someone, then it could be less than or greater than, we can compare it, right? Equal to in the sense whether two are same or not, that we can easily figure out with help of the equal to. Not equal to in the sense both can be compared whether it is same or not same. Okay, so equal to, and this could be less than or equal to. Might be the two numbers, it can be the same or it could be small. That situation, if you want to compare, then we can use the less than or equal to. So greater than or equal to in the sense when both are same, or else the left side, the right side data, it might be great, the left side data, it could be the greater than or not, that you can easily figure out with help of the relational operators. So here the relational function I can call the 3 times because of 3 situations I can give the 3 numbers. So first time a value and b value same, then what happens? Okay, so your a value and b value is the same. So a less than b was returns the false because of a 10 less than 10. That's not correct. So 10 greater than 10, that is also not correct. So that false was returns. 10 equal to b, that's correct. So that it was returns the true. 10 not equal to b, both are same. So that not equal to was returns the false. And here either less than or equal to, either greater than or equal to. So these two conditions was satisfied. So that these two are true. Okay, second situation, 10 will be a will be the bigger than the smaller than the b value. Okay, that situations we will be getting the some different results, and this time a value will be bigger than the uh, b value, then this situation you will be getting the some different values actually. Okay, so this is a way when you want to comparing the any two objects, then we can use the relational operators. Can you please execute this particular program as well? Sai and Mani, are you following my points?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
Anna.
Done? Can I continue? Sai and Mani, have you done this particular relational operators program?
I am doing it. Just a minute.
Yeah, doing it.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, once it is done, please let me know. We'll try to go with next concept and next operator.
Yeah, I am done now.
Okay. Now, logical operators. When it comes to the logical operators, that first we should know about it. You know, some universal truth tables, right? For the logical AND operator, logical NOT operators. Do you aware of it?
Yeah, and or
Yes. And there are three logical operators are there, which is AND or NOT. In Python, to performing the AND operation, we have a keyword is AND keyword. Okay. If you want to be performing the OR operation, then we can use the OR keyword. If you want to be performing the NOT operation, then we can use the NOT keyword. Okay, these are the three keywords are for to performing the corresponding operation. See, in case of Python programming language, the truth table we are not changing at all, but the output was changing little bit. For example, there are different true cases are there. For example, if I am considering the integer, in case of integer, 0 means what? What is mean that 0? 0 means false case.
false.
Yeah, other than 0, it could be anything. It could be anything. It was true only. Okay, other than 0, everything is, it could be the true. Okay. Meanwhile, if you are considering the float, in case of float, 0.0 means it's a false. I'm just trying to tell you the false case only because of other than the false, everything it could be the true only. Okay. When it comes to the complex, here the real and imaginary both are zeros. 0 plus 0j or 0.0j, whatever it is. So means
Yeah.
false case. So first we need to aware of it, what could be the false case and what could be the true case. In case of bool, false means false case.
Mm-hmm.
So false means what? False case. Okay. So next one is none type. When we are considering the none type, so in case of none data type, the default none, it could be considered as the false only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you need to remember this particular booleans of each and every data type.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the list, and when it comes to the string list, okay, tuple, set, whatever it is, dictionary, we have the total 5 data types. So those particular data types of length is 0. Length is 0 means there is no character, there is no element, then length is 0, right? When the length is 0, which means it's a false case. If we have at least one character or if we have at least one element in this particular sequential data type, then it was a true case. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
For more
Yeah.
understanding, so for example, if we have the bool, I just try to print the bool of each and everything. So bool of, for example, empty string. Okay, empty string. So bool of the string which is having the space. Then see the difference between these two things are, here the string doesn't have any character, but here the string which is having the one character which is a space. So that's the reason which is returns the true. So because of this one, which is returns the false, right? Right or not?
Yeah.
So meanwhile, we can try to observe here. So print a bool of empty square brackets. So in case of list, empty square brackets means it's a false. The square brackets, if it is having at least one number, then it could be the true. This is the same. This is the thing will be applicable for the tuple, set, and dictionary. Okay, I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
explain that all. So I think you got it my point, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if the variable or if the data type it doesn't have any data, then it could be the false. If we have at least one element, then it could be the true in case of string, list, tuple, set, and dictionary. But when it comes to the int, float, complex, bool, and none type, so it can be considered the false when this particular situations only. Okay, so why I am telling this one, so based upon this one only, the entire concept of the logical operators are working.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try to apply the AND operation. Let's try to apply the AND operation on 78 and 45 and 78. So in this particular example, this is my input 1, this is my input 2. In Python
Mm-hmm.
programming language, the AND keyword, it especially checking the first input only. If the first input is the false case, then output is the false case, a false value only. Okay, I mean not false value, what the data is there as the first element that we will be getting. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so 45 is the true case or false case? 0 means false. If other than 0, anything it could be the true, right?
True.
So
Right. Yeah.
45 is the true. So when
Mm-hmm.
my first input is true case, then my result could be the second element.
Mm-hmm.
So here the truth table of the AND is, where the first input is false case, then first input is the result. Otherwise, second input. Otherwise, the result will be second input. I hope you clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for example, if my first input is the 0 and 78, now tell me what is the result for the, so here 78 and here 0. Why? So you just read this particular statement, then you can understand. So this is my first input. So first input is true or false. First input is a false case, then first input is the result. But my first input is not false, so that means, so otherwise we'll be getting the second input as the result. Okay, so what could be the second input? 78 is my second input, so that we got the 78 is the result. But when it comes to second example, first input is the 0. 0 means false case, right? If my first input is the false case, then I can get the result will be first input only. So my first input is the 0, so that I got the result as the 0 here. Okay, did you got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you note this example? When it comes to the OR operation, we can use the OR keyword. So in case of first input is the false case, you will be getting the second is the result. Second input is the result, otherwise first input only. Okay, so here my first input is the true or false. My first input is the true. So first input is the false, then second input, right? But first input is not false, right? So that you will be getting the first input is the result. So here the result is 45, but when it comes to here, my first input is the false case, so that I can get the second input is the result, so that we are getting the 78. Okay, here it is the 78, here it is the 0. So this is about OR operation in case of Python programming language. But we have the NOT keyword. We can apply the unary operator. So if my input is the true, then output can be the false actually. So 67 is the true case, so that it can be getting the false. So not of 0. 0 means false case, so that we'll be getting the true. So these are the three kind of operations. We can say that it's a logical operations that should have some kind of logic for getting up this particular outputs or results. So note these three examples, guys. I would like to stop the session now. I'm getting a little bit of thought pain. I just go on to get some coffee, and we'll continue off these three operators by tomorrow class. Okay?
Yeah, okay, Anna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I can upload the yesterday recording, and so if you want to recollect the information, you can collect it. Okay? Yep. Fine. Bye. Take care.
Bye bye. Thank you, Anna.